the machine going.
You're on record.
Meeting of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills Planning Board for Monday, December 18th, 2023. It's 7:30. Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Mayor Barbario.
Here.
Mr. Didich.
Here.
Councilman DePiero.
Here.
Mr. Stanziel.
Here.
Ms. Smith. Here. Chairman Dinsmore.
Here.
We also have our board planner, Ms. Winter, and our board attorney, Ms. Steinley.
Announcement is made that adequate notice of this meeting has been given, that is being conducted in accordance with NJSA 10:4-6 at second, the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, is there anybody here, since this meeting is open to the general public, is there anybody here who has something to bring to the attention of the board that is not on our agenda tonight? Hearing and seeing no one come forward, we move along. We have some correspondence we received from Lawrence Cali of Cali Law requesting application 23:511 Sir Parsippany LLC to be carried to February 5th, 2024, without further notice and with extension of time through February 29th, 2024, for the board to make a decision on the case. Is there anybody who has any questions on that? Our attorney, do you have anything to?
The letter was from December 11th from the applicant's attorney. No real details about why they are requesting the continuation, but at the initial hearing, a lot of comments and concerns were raised, so I'm assuming they're making their changes.
All right. Is there any members of the board that have any comments or any thoughts? Do I have a motion to grant the extension?
Motion.
I have a second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing and seeing none. We have some resolutions in our package here. And I'm assuming a list of who can vote for it. Let's go one at a time. Do I have some, let's see, who we've got. We've got 3 of us here. Or 4. Do we have 4? Yeah. Okay, yes. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution in 23:519?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Didich.
motion to approve a resolution for application 23:519 WH Holdings 5 Wood Hollow Road, Block 736, Lot 4, preliminary and final major site plan to construct 2 warehouses.
Do I have a second?
Second. Oh, I can't, sorry.
No, you can't.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. DePiero. Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Didich.
Yes.
DePiero.
Yes.
Stanziel.
Yes.
Dinsmore.
Yes. All right, next we have 20 to 30 Lanadex Block 226 redevelopment plan consistency. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve 20-30 Lanadex Block 226, Lot 3 and 3.2 redevelopment plan, master plan consistency.
Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Barbario.
Yes.
DePiero.
Yes.
Stanziel.
Yes.
And Dinsmore.
Yes. All right, application number 23:523, New Jersey, 9 Sylvan Way. Could I have a motion?
I received a couple minor edits. I'll just go through them.
All right.
From the applicant's attorney. There is a grammatical error on page 1 under the 4th whereas I changed the language to say exhibits that were marked instead of the singular. on page 5, paragraph 19, there was a missing parentheses. Page 6, paragraph 37, the applicant, just clarification that the applicant agreed to comply with all the comments in the review letters except for the suggested sidewalk. And then page 19, paragraph 1, and the application is only for 1 warehouse building, not 2. And then a typo in paragraph 6.
All right, are we okay to go ahead with this with only 3 of the voting members here?
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that that was true. I would like a motion for application number 23:523, please.
Well, Dr. Mayor, can make that motion.
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'll offer the motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Nora, would you call the roll, please?
DePiero,
Yes,
Stanzio,
Yes.
Dinsmore.
Yes. All right, we got the resolutions done. We have other business now, which is 7 Campus Drive, Block 202, Lot 3.8, redevelopment plan for master plan consistency review. I'm going to turn to our planner, and she will fill us in.
All right, so we have 7 Campus Drive study area. I have an aerial over there of the site, which was determined to be an area in need of redevelopment by the Township Council on November 9th. And having declared it the area in need, the next step is to develop a redevelopment plan to provide for the orderly redevelopment of the study area. This plan for the 7 Campus Drive redevelopment area, which we have in front of us tonight, is before the planning board for master plan consistency review. So for a little background, this is a 10.02 acre single lot in the SED 10 Specialized Economic Development District. It's at the corner of Campus Drive and Hilton Court. To the west, you'll be familiar with 3 Campus, which was before the board for redevelopment plan a few weeks ago. To the south is the Hilton, and to the southeast, the board had previously approved another warehouse, and they will be returning shortly for an amended site plan also. So in the SED 10 zone where it is now, permitted uses include executive and administrative offices, research labs, fabrication and assembly of products, processing and warehousing facilities, and digital data storage warehouses. The property currently houses a commercial office building, associated parking lots, and improvements. The proposed permitted uses for the redevelopment area will be warehouses and fulfillment centers. As far as bulk requirements, we maintain the minimum lot size of 10 acres. The front yard setback would be, front yard and side yard setbacks would be 50 feet, with the rear yard being 100 feet. Where there weren't any required buffers, there will now be a minimum of a 10-foot buffer along all property lines that are shared with another property, as well as a 20-foot minimum front yard buffer, and for any residential uses would be a 25-foot buffer. Principal height is the same as currently exists, 45 feet. Plans allow for accessory buildings with 40-foot setback. And the max impervious coverage is going to remain the same at 70%, while the maximum building coverage we're going to be reducing from 45% to 30%. As far as consistency with the master plan, that starts on page 72. The most recent master plan is from 2020 and identifies this area for corporate office, manufacturing, and other supporting and/or complementary uses. Further, the master plan encourages redevelopment and infill development of existing commercial and office areas that are vacant or in need of reinvestment, and recommends that the township support development that responds to the market demands for modern uses. This plan provides a framework to redevelop this area to meet current market demands for warehousing while replacing a vacant office building consistent with the master plan. Master plan also identifies this as a key area of focus for improved pedestrian connectivity, and sidewalks will be required along Campus Drive as part of the plan.
Okay.
Open to questions.
Do I have questions of our planner on this? Mr. Tadich, you have?
Similar to some of our other warehouse redevelopment plans, with parking being per square foot, the same as the other ones, which is 1 per 2,500 square feet, 1 loading space per 20,000 square feet. We permit signs on 2 facades because it's got 2 street frontages.
Signage stay the same?
It-
The zone?
It allows for 2, since it's on a corner lot, so there'd be 1 on either frontage. The size of the signs, I believe, is the same. It would also allow for 2 freestanding signs,
Okay.
1 on each inch.
All right.
Is this the first one we're mandating sidewalks? I don't remember any others.
We put it in for Sylvan. Hold on, 7 Sylvan, right? 6 Sylvan, sorry.
Okay, good.
But recognizing that that is an area within the master plan that,
We want sidewalks.
yep, we're requiring it.
Well, we'll get there eventually. But, any other questions by members of the planning board on this? No? Mr. Mayor, do you have any, comments on this?
No, none. Tomorrow night we will. I will say this, real quick. Not quick, but as you know, there's been a lot of hype about these types of projects that are coming on board, with regards to pilot programs. And it's important the residents know that these are beneficial projects for the township. It's not, you know, it became political. There's nothing wrong with any council member or anybody questioning the financials. But there is something wrong with politicizing it. And that's what's happening here. Now, the township, the face of the township's changing in the sense of vacant office spaces here in Parsippany. I can tell you firsthand, the CoStar magazine, and they give you a lot of the information that's coming down. Parsippany's not going to be in a good way. And I'm going to, what I think I'm going to do is take one of the township buses and have residents come on the buses and take them to all the vacant properties that are in Parsippany. Now, I went to Wyndham, where Wyndham Hotel is, several times, and there's 5 cars in the parking lot. 5. You know how massive that building is? It's massive. Okay, and then I'm hearing that possibly they're gonna be bought out by a company, another hotel company in Chicago, which pretty much means they're gonna close that place down. So either we start to tackle what's gonna be happening to Parsippany, or we listen to the naysayers and do nothing, and the next thing you know, the 3rd largest corporate center in the state of New Jersey is gonna make the town bankrupt, because we're not gonna have any revenues coming into the town. And I'll say this on the record, this has gotten so political with regards to projects like this, that even the school board sent a letter out contemplating suing the township. Now, that is just totally uncalled for, and how do you negotiate with a school board that's considering and suing you for something? And I know other towns, and we're competing with other towns. 25 municipalities in Morris County are doing pilot programs. Not everybody wants to do a pilot program, you'd be surprised. Not every company that comes here wants to do one. But we're faced with it, and I want to thank Council Vice President Michael DePiero for his knowledge and you know, his foresight in understanding that. Understanding that, you know, he's leaving. He could have said no, but he didn't say that. He didn't say no to these things. It's not because he wants to do them, but if we don't start generating revenue, guess what? we're not going to be able to police our town, we're not going to be able to do certain things. Or if we want to do it, the taxes on the residents will go up. So that's really what I'm going to be saying a lot of that tomorrow night. I'm not here to fight with anybody. I'm here to work with, the township residents, the school board. But in all reality, when a school board member comes up and calls us the Marx Brothers and calls us stupid, it's really hard to negotiate with someone like that. That being said, they don't sit here in the planning board. They don't sit here seeing the projects that are coming through, the positive projects that are coming through. I mean, I know you have to choose between housing and warehousing. You got to choose which one you want. And the fact of the matter is, if you want the housing, okay, we won't approve these warehouses. But that's not the market right now. And today, I didn't read the whole article, but round 4's coming on COA. And the numbers are going to be big.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up when you finish.
Okay, I'll let you finish. So with that being said, we're being proactive. We're not doing this so the school board doesn't get any money. Of course they get their money, and they keep telling you they don't, but they do. They get 100% of it, 100% of it. But when we lose a rateable, our assessments go down, and a perfect example is from 2020 to now, our assessments are down $194 million. You times that by the tax rate at 3.5%, that means we're going to lose $6,700,000 in revenue. 63% of that's the schools, which is $4.2 million. Are they going to reimburse us? No. We're going to have to suck all that up. I'm not asking them to reimburse us either. But this is what we're faced with. And if we don't tackle it now, we're going to be in trouble. And I yield to you, Council Vice President.
Well, the comment I was going to make was, if as all those people that are out here, that are going to be at tomorrow night's meeting, say, postpone this or do nothing, if we do nothing, and all these vacant offices are there in 2025, they will be used for apartments for round 4 of affordable housing. And so the school board was worried about school children. They're going to get their full share if we wait till 2025. And they don't understand that. You know, one of the school board members comes up here and in his ignorance talks about the cost of $21,000 per student. And if we're talking about 20 students, how many $1 million it's going to be that they have to raise in taxes on the school board? The calculations are idiotic. That's a loaded figure. The $21,000 includes the superintendent's salaries, the principals, the administration, the overhead, the insurance, the utilities, the busing. That's a loaded figure. If you want to talk about the actual cost increase of sending one child to the school district, you're talking about $9,000 to $9,500 per student, not $21,000. He's a school board member for 2 terms, and he still didn't even know that.
He doesn't understand the concept of marginal cost.
I was going to correct him, but looking at the audience facing us the other night, it wasn't worth it. There was no one there that would have heard anything that I said.
And they actually benefit from a pilot because they can only raise revenues in their taxes no more than 2%. They're capped. But any money they get from a pilot that we agreed to is outside the cap, which means they can have, it's like a bonus. They get extra revenue from the town if, we agree to that. And closing in the statement on that, with regard, it's gotten so political to the point where you start to say to yourself, I'm not going to back down because I'm not backing down because I'm stubborn. I'm not backing down because I see the future and what's going to happen. And, there was a misleading article that the Focus put out with regards to the hottest market. You know what that meant? We're the hottest market for rentals, for residential, because that's the shift. People want to rent. So they don't want to live in houses like the traditional way. They want to rent. That's why Parsippany's market is so hot. So when you want to make those comments, we shouldn't do pilots, the market's hot. It's because we're being proactive. One of the rating agencies, we were downgraded in 2021 to a AA negative. Okay, well, they gave us a positive rating a few weeks ago because they see we're being proactive by doing pilots, by bringing the revenues into the town. or guess what would happen? We go even further down negatively, and then your buying power is horrible. I mean, you know, the interest rates, we used to get bonds for 1.5%. Not anymore, it's 5-6%. Construction loans used to be 2%, now they're 8 to 10%. So, you know, tomorrow night's meeting, if you want to come to it, we're going to have a PowerPoint presentation. We're pretty prepared. We have a guy coming that teaches the class on pilots. His name's John Reinhardt. He was the BA for Wharton, who did pilot programs. And the reason why I'm having him is because one of the newly elected officials, he taught the class, and he said, after listening to that gentleman, I understand why we can do pilots and why it benefits the town, both schools and the township. So, that being said, and Mr. DePiero, I'll call you Mr. now. It's been a pleasure serving with you all these years. You know, you said it, October 1st, 2013. I'll never forget the comment you made at the meeting at Parsippany Hills High School when the overlay zone went down on Waterview. Your exact words were, "You're not going to like what's coming next." And sure than heck, it came next. The developer put a 100% affordable housing application.
667 units.
Yep, and there was nothing we would be able to do to stop it. And that's why we have to be proactive now, because they will come in and put 100% affordable housing units in, and then you can't stop it. So this way, we fill the vacant spots up. They're off the rolls for any housing whatsoever. And the one that we have now, the Avalon Bay one, that was already approved in 2020 or 2021. It's affordable housing, and we got less units there. We negotiated, we got less units, and they still count for the same amount of affordable housing units. So it's not easy. It's not an easy task, but if we don't do anything, you know what? I don't want the residents to say, "Yeah, you told us so," because then we're going to be in a bad way. So thank you.
All right, any further questions on the consistency with the master plan? Any comments from the public on consistency with the master plan?
Not really on the master plan, but
Consistency with the master
Yeah,
plan.
it's not on that, but if you'll indulge me for a moment, I'd appreciate it, because tomorrow evening, I probably won't have an opportunity to make, these comments. But I do want to recognize Councilman DePiero. I guess this would be his last planning board meeting as a council liaison. And I want people to understand that Michael DePiero is a giant, not just in Parsippany, but in all of Morris County. I started my activities career, whatever you want to call it now. I'm still a young guy, but that was back in 1990. And when I came in, Michael DePiero was a giant among Morris County elected officials back then, in a town that had, the congressmen and the state assemblymen and leadership. And it was a testament, to Michael DePiero, who, aside from all of the contributions that he made while serving, was always a gentleman, was always fair, always did what he believed was the right thing, and always set an example that unfortunately has not always been followed by others. The word class comes to mind. He's always in a jacket, he's always well presented, he's always calm, he's always cool, he's always collected, he's always thoughtful. He cares about the community and has done it for such a long period of time, as a school board member, as a councilman. But you can't really speak about Councilman DePiero we can't speak about Mike without speaking about Dee. Because as Mike was so devoted to Parsippany and to all Parsippany causes, Dee was really there all the way with him as a true partner. And it was something, that was really kind of, interesting and wonderful, to watch them work together, not only in the public service realm, but also in the political realm as well. Dee running the campaigns, because her love of community is only matched by Mike's. And they've always been there doing it for the right reason. They haven't asked for anything. It's always been giving to the community. And I just want Mike to know that people recognize it, people understand it, people see it, people like me, and I'm sure people like you all who are there in the trenches, have the respect and the admiration,
Thank you,
Mike,
John.
for you as somebody who's been in the trenches for such a long time and has been such a class act. I'm not going to list all of your accomplishments because there are many, but I wanted to speak to you, the person, the class act that you've been, the example that you've set. And I just hope that, more people try to emulate Mike DePiero as a person, as a gentleman, as a person of thoughtfulness and caring for the community. You're going to be missed, Mike, in elective office. I know you're still going to be around, but you're one of the Morris County greats. And congratulations on a job really well done.
Thank you. Thank you, Jamie, too, for your kind words.
He's really talking about people. He's talking about you.
Should be.
I have no choice but to second that. I mean, Mike, as he said, was here when I first showed up in 1990 as well. And I've listened to him. He's given phenomenal counsel and has been always on Team Parsippany, regardless. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Didich?
Yeah, I just want to make a quick comment, yeah. So I think everybody's talking about 1990s. I was in high school back then. So I do appreciate Mr. DePirio's long inning, right? So many years serving the community. I think just having that much, consistency for over so many years. I'm newbie here and I'm still learning. And Mr. DePirio has been a great mentor, teacher. I've spoken to him, several times and learned. Every time I talk to him, I learn a few things, so, and like I said, serving community for so many years, I don't know how many people can do that. So you've been a legend, if I could say that. So thank you for doing that. Parsippany will miss you. And hope to see you around, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
We still have some business that I'm afraid we have to conduct, even though everything that's been said is true and well-earned. And I'm just going to ask if there's anybody from the public who has any comments on the redevelopment plan at this point. Hearing and seeing none. Have we enough information to...
Make a motion?
I think so.
There we go. So this closes the evidentiary portion of tonight's hearing. Now let's move on. Is there a motion?
Actually, this is one of those tricky motions, right? That
Well, you're just simply finding this
the redevelopment plan is not inconsistent with the master plan?
Yes.
That one.
Second, Chair.
Nor would you call the roll, please?
Barbario.
Yes.
Didich.
Yes.
DePiero.
Yes.
Stanzio.
Yes.
Dinsmore.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
All right. Is there anything else that needs to come before us tonight?
I guess just make a note on the record that application 23:511 Sir Parsippany LLC, 299 Jefferson Road, Block 736, Lot 7.3, application for preliminary and final major site plan with C variance, major soil moving permit to construct a warehouse with associated improvements, is carried to the February 29th, 2024 meeting without further notice.
I don't think it's the 29th meeting. I think that's where
We're
this-
we're giving it,
Oh, the February 5th, 2024 meeting,
Right.
excuse me. There we go.
Right. Okay. Anything else to come before the board here, before we go out and celebrate it leaving early?
There is not.
I make a motion, everybody have a very Merry Christmas, a happy and a healthy one.
So
Second.
Yep. Second.
Third. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Stay
All
here.
right, stay here. We've got cookies to
Yeah, Put the
share.
lights out when you're leaving.
Opposed, doesn't get reappointed.
Oh, yeah, set up for tomorrow?
Excellent. Have a good night.
So I'm going, I guess, first.
It's been a pleasure.